Hey guys, so I wanted to make this quick video in regards to a report that I'm going to be sending out at least a couple of times a month. It's basically, guys, dealing to do with the conversion rate. Very important, guys. I truly believe that our conversion rate is the number one thing that we need to focus on when it comes to um, getting ourselves to a ground level, right? I think that the number two thing is going to be accessories, and then the number three thing usually is going to be, a toss up depending on the situation, right? But what I mean by ground level, guys, this is the base that we need to be at as a business in order for us to build on more skills and more ways of doing other things, right? So, in my opinion, if you are great at converting phones, somebody comes in, you don't let it walk out. Somebody walks into, well, let me rephrase that. Somebody walks in to make a payment, to ask a question, to complain, whatever. You have a really good chance of converting that into a sale of some sorts, including a phone, right? And again, the focus that we have first is a phone first, right? Um, the second option obviously would be somebody walks in, is interested in buying, but instead of you letting them think about it and walk out and potentially never come back because they went to their carrier, right? They went back to Metro, they went back to Cricket, they went back to Verizon, or they went to a different boost. Any of those options that it doesn't happen because you closed the sale and that you made the sale happen with you. Even in a situation, right, where they leave, but they ended up coming back on a different day when they get paid or when they bring their spouse or anything like along those lines, right? So going back to it, guys, I really believe that conversion is the number one thing in our business when it comes to getting a ground level base to what you do on a daily basis when it comes to the sales side of it. I would be ecstatic, obviously, if we're all over about 50, 55 phones. That's really where we all need to be at on a consistent basis. And I think that, right now, the things that we're missing are going to that contribute to this, right? Are Adelines, the BOGOs, strong B boost ups, those types of things, right? So just stay focused on those things, guys. But I wanted to go over this sheet so you guys can all have a base level understanding of what it means and where we're at with that, right? So the new line ups is very self-explanatory, right? So new lines of service ups as in upgrades, and new lines is also BYOD. So if you had, let's say, 30 new lines of service and five of them were BYOD, then total new lines that you would have is 35, right? Ups, right, is anything to do with a customer buying a device that is already with us. So even if it's for retail, guys, I am probably the only owner of a Boost that counted as a upgrade. We also count obviously regular upgrades and Boost ups. So those are going to be your upgrades. Total phones is the addition of both of those numbers, right? Payments is going to be the number of payments that you have. And then again, this is all month to date. And basically, we got this number and we divide it by by the number of payments, right? So total number of phones divided by payments gives you your conversion rate. It might be the other way around, guys, but either way, that's what your conversion rate is, right? So conversion has to be over 35% at all times. So if you're under that, guys, basically at this point in my career with this, guys, I've been in this business for 6+ years. We're not where we need to be, right? And I personally have performed it, and there's many of us that have produced it to be above 40% very consistently. So 35% is your baseline, and anything under that, guys, we really are struggling to be profitable on a daily basis on the shifts that you're working. So the next one that we have here is phone difference, right? So phone difference is basically how many phones up or minus you are from your conversion rate. So as an example, let's go ahead and pick out, the first one here, Rochelle, right? So there's 117 payments at 38% conversion. Is what gave her the 44 phones. So basically, the fact that she's over the 35% means that she's overshot the percentage by about three total numbers. Another example would be, let's go ahead and use Anissa, right? So 21 new activations, 4 upgrades, 25 total phones on 56 payments gives her a 45% conversion. That means that she's five numbers over, right? The next thing is if you don't have parentheses around the number, that means that you're under those numbers. So I'll give you an example with Vanessa, right? 22 activations, there is 22 activations, 14 upgrades, and then total 36 phones. Payments that she has is 116, and then her conversion is 31%. So she's under five phones total, right? So if she had 41 phones, she would be at 35%. So that's the number that we want to make up, not necessarily get by the end of the month, but we need to make that up as far as a total number in order for us to be there. Now, the next number that I want to focus on, guys, is week over week percentage difference. So week over week percentage difference means this. So if you have green, for example, in Rochelle 1%, as the number that she has under that column, it means that she was up 1 percentage point in her conversion week over week. That means that she basically stayed pretty consistent. And even though she wasn't at 35, she was at 30%, she still increased the productivity that she has for every customer that we have. And then I'll show you another one would be Veronica, right? Veronica had the single largest percentage change week over week. So she went from, I believe it was like 18% to 35%. So she went up 17%. So that shows a big old hustle. Paco Francisco, right? Same thing, 8%. So you went up a giant amount of devices and you made up for 20 numbers is what we had in the past that we needed, and you cut that by half. So really, really good job, Paco. Thank you for that. Now, if you see a red next to your number, Myra, I'm sorry to call you out, but that means that you went under a percentage point in conversion rate, right? So as an example, if we use Myra based on her payments, based on the total number of phones, month to date, she's at 28%, but week over week difference is going to be 2% under. So guys, some of these numbers cannot go under, especially if you're not even at the goal. I need you guys hustling. I need you guys really kind of being aggressive with it. And even if you are improving in this column, if you are not where we need to be on the 35% on this one, I really, really need you guys to understand your conversion rate, which is this. Watch this video a few times and basically understand that the way that conversion works is this. It's all the different payments that you have, right? And then, my God, I can't remember if it's divided by, yeah. So it's all the different phones that you have, right? So phones divided by payments. So if you had, let's say you had 4 phones today and you had 12 payments, right? 4 divided by 12 equals 33% conversion. So you're almost at goal at that point. The way that you increase conversion, right, is by having more phones, right? So let's say you had 6 phones divided by 12 payments, you would be at 50% conversion, which would help you when you have a day that's kind of slow and you had a 25% conversion, for example. It'll even that out and buffer you in that sense. So the big thing here, guys, is if you are in Adelines struggling, in boost ups, in upgrades, in BOGO, then all of these numbers, if you are low, then these will contribute to the total number of phones that you have and the total conversion rate that you have. So not just obviously new lines and upgrades, but the existing I'm sorry, not new lines and port-ins, right? But the existing base of customers that we have, we need to be very effective with. Now I understand it's been a slow month, guys, but I really, really believe in us, and I need us to be closer to 35% by the end of the month. And for those of you guys that are in the low 20s or high teens, step it up, guys. We really, really, really need your help as a team to get to those high points and make sure that your week over week conversion rate, the next report that I send out by the end of the month, actually, I'll cut it off at the end of the month, that all of us are in the green. Okay? So let's all be in the green. Let's get this, guys, and let's have a great rest of the month here. If you have any questions on this stuff or something doesn't make sense, please reach out to me. Thank you so much. Have a good one.